Damian Robert Nesta Jr. Gong Marley, born July 21, 1978, is a Jamaican DJ, singer, lyricist, and rapper. He is the recipient of 4 Grammy Awards. Damian has an estimated net worth of $20 million. He is 5 feet 10 inches, which is equivalent to 1.78 meters. Early life, education, and family. Damian Marley is the second to youngest child of reggae musician Bob Marley. He is the only child born to Marley and Cindy Breakspear, a Jamaican jazz singer and crowned Miss World 1976. Like several of Bob Marley's children, Damian was born out of wedlock and outside of Bob's marriage to singer Rita Marley. After seeing the movie Damien, Omen 2, which is about the coming of the Antichrist, one of Bob's last requests in Germany was to have Damian's name changed. Damian being a devil, it was inappropriate for him as a Rastafarian to have a child with that name, Bob said, and Damian's name was later changed. Damian was 2 years old when his father died. His nickname Junior Gong is derived from his father's nickname of Tough Gong. Musical style. Marley has described his music as dancehall and reggae. I've noticed people trying to separate the two of them, he continues. It's Jamaican culture in general. I don't try to classify or separate. Distant relatives fused hip-hop and reggae musical elements. Marley and Nas also incorporated samples from African music into the album. The album's lyrical content heavily revolves around themes concerning Africa, from ancestry and poverty, with social commentary of the United States and Africa. The track Count Your Blessings reflects on the plight of Africa. Career. At the age of 13, Marley formed a musical group by the name of the Shepherds, which included the daughter of Freddie McGregor and son of Third World's Cat Core. The group opened the 1992 Reggae Sunsplash Festival. The band fell apart in the early 1990s, and Damian started his solo career. With the backing of his father's label, Tough Gong, he released his 1996 debut album Mr. Marley, which surprised many who were unaccustomed to hearing a Marley DJing rather than singing. Marley released his second studio album Halfway Tree. The name Halfway Tree comes from his mother Cindy Breakspear being from the rich part of town, and his father Bob Marley coming from the poor part of town, thus him being a tree halfway in between the rich world and poor world. Additionally, Halfway Tree is a well-known landmark that marks the cultural center of Halfway Tree. The clock tower that stands where the historical eponymous cotton tree once stood is featured prominently behind Marley on the cover of the album. The album was released on September 11, 2001 and received the 2002 Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album. It was co-produced by Damian Marley and his brother Stephen Marley, who had also produced Damian's debut album Mr. Marley. Marley released his third studio album Welcome to Jamrock, which was released on September 12, 2005 in the United States and September 13, 2005 in the United Kingdom. The album sold 86,000 copies in its first week of release and was eventually certified gold after selling 500,000 copies in the United States. Damian's half-brother, Stephen Marley, was a producer and co-writer of the hugely successful song of the same name. At the 2006 Grammy Awards, he won Best Reggae Album and Best Urban/Alternative Performance for Welcome to Jamrock. He is the only Jamaican reggae artist in history to win 2 Grammy Awards on the same night. He is also the only reggae artist to win in the Best Urban/Alternative Performance category at the Grammy Awards. At the 2009 Grammy Awards, news of a collaborative album between Marley and Nas was announced when Nas told MTV reporters, "Right now, I'll tell you first, I'm working on an album with Damian Marley. We trying to build some schools in Africa with this one and trying to build empowerment. We're trying to show love and stuff with this album." So, the record's all about really the hood and Africa also as well. On May 17, 2010, Marley released Distant Relatives, a collaborative album with Nas. The album title refers not only to the bond between the artists, but the connection to their African ancestry, which inspired the album both musically and lyrically. The existence of SuperHeavy was secret until May 2011. Mick Jagger, English musician and the lead vocalist of rock band The Rolling Stones, announced its formation on May 20, 2011. SuperHeavy was Dave Stewart's idea. Inspired by the sounds washing into his home in St. Ann's Bay, Jamaica, Stewart urged Jagger to fuse their sound with that of Indian orchestras. Stewart and Jagger had mutual liking for Indian orchestrations, thus, A.R. Rahman was added to the supergroup, as well as British singer Joss Stone. The name of the band is said to be inspired by Muhammad Ali. The group began recording their self-titled debut album in early 2009 at a studio in Los Angeles. They recorded about 35 hours of music. The album was previewed at Jim Henson Studios, Los Angeles, on June 30, 2011. The band played 8 of the recorded songs at the event. Damian Marley released his 4th studio album, Stony Hill, in July 2017. Its first single, Nailpalm Cross, was released in August 2016. The album won the Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album at the 60th Annual Grammy Awards. Thank you for watching and kindly like and share.